So I'm excited to be back here again today with Exit Momentum founder and head coach Colin Talley and one of Exit Momentum's newest certified business coaches, Cole Taylor. A few bullet points from Cole's bio to get us started. Cole is an entrepreneur. He's the founder of The Starting Line. He's an international speaker, having shared the stage with some greats, including Ed Mylett, John Maxwell, Robert Kiyosaki, and Kevin Harrington. Cole brings a broad spectrum of experience and education to Exit Momentum, including an MBA and certifications in the Empire Operating System. He's a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach, a former Division I athlete, and an ultra-marathoner. One of Cole's favorite quotes is this: "Businesses don't have problems. They have people, and people have problems." This is a guy who's going to talk about his passion around faith, his family, fitness, alongside coaching. And I can already see, based on the conversations that I've had with Cole, some of what Colin has seen in Cole. So with that, I want to dig right in. Colin, can you talk a little bit about how you guys kind of got connected and some of the things that you saw in Cole that made you think he was going to be a good fit for Exit Momentum and your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks, John. So Cole and I met actually at an event probably about 3 or 4 years ago. It was a gathering of entrepreneurs from all across the country, even some from outside the country, who were getting together and really spending some time together thinking about how to certainly create bigger businesses, but not have their lives in terms of who they were as physical beings, spiritual beings, and relational beings implode. And so it was this idea that we wanted to build larger. We wanted to grow. I had the opportunity to train on that stage at one point in time, and Cole was there, and just had a chance to meet him and see the desire for learning more. What I didn't know was there was this assassin underneath that was already creating big things, even though he was earlier in his career. So from the sidelines, I got to see some things evolve as Cole continued to build his businesses, and got updates, through him and through some other folks that we share in common, and just saw what he was doing in the methodical way that he has built what he's built. And when I see that kind of discipline in somebody across multiple areas, that's a key to me. That's somebody that I want in my world in terms of just connection, quite frankly.
So Cole, talk a little bit about what attracted you to Exit Momentum and made you think this was going to be a good fit for you.
Yeah, I would say there's two different things. First off would be values. I truly believe in who Colin is as a person. I was able to spend significant amount of time with him just on a personal level at events that we both spoke at, as well as some gatherings that we were able to attend together. And I was initially just attracted to who he was. A very similar belief system, the way we care about people, the way we see business, the integrity that we have. Just, first off, I like aligning with who the people are first. And so I fully believe in Colin's values and the values that Exit Momentum has because of him as a leader. And then second is just the ability to be a part of something bigger than myself. I do this in some of the other businesses that I'm a part of, is I like being a part of a team. And I like building an ecosystem where it's not just built off of one person. And so I knew that partnering with Colin and with Exit Momentum would allow me to make a bigger impact than I could on my own consulting I was doing. And that was something that was really attractive. So the values of who Colin is and as a benefit at Exit Momentum is, but also the mission that they have and the ability to make impact at a bigger level by being part of a team.
Talk a little bit about your experience, Cole. What are some of the lessons that you've learned along the way that you're going to bring to Exit Momentum clients?
Yeah, so I would say the thing that it's important to note about my experience is I know people really well. So for years I was a pastor. For years after that, I did coaching in health and mindset. So I was really able to understand people at an internal level. And what this means for business and why it's so important is I believe that businesses don't have problems. They have people, and people have problems. And when you have a consultant that's able to come to your team and say, hey, before we talk about systems and processes and goals and strategies, let's talk about the foundation behind that, the people that are actually doing this. And for me, being able to understand people at a deep level of what drives them, what motivates them, what's going to push them to reach their goals, and how their vision and their mission fits inside of a bigger one of your company. To me, that's really what sets me apart. And it's also, why my experience is so unique is because most consultants weren't a pastor for years. Most consultants don't understand people at that level. But when you understand people and you can put together really a personal operating system, and then you pair that with the professional operating system with the tools that we have, to me, that's where growth happens. It's not enough to have systems and strategies without the people to do it, but it's also not enough to have really motivated people without the processes. When you put the personal operating system with the professional one, to me, that's where growth really comes.
So Colin, talk a little bit about Cole's experience from your perspective. What does he bring to clients that's going to make him a really valuable asset to them and to their businesses?
Yeah, for me, it always starts with the human first, right? Just as Cole said, and that starts with, how he shows up and what he does for himself. And so you can see inside of him the level of discipline that he lives with. Yeah, he's very physically fit, but I also know about his faith journey. Also know what he does with his family. I know how he invests in his community. And yes, he's built a business as well that he guides and inspires in that way. So I see it in him first. Second, I look at the business he's creating. There's a lot of noise in the health, wellness, nutrition, training plan. There's 1 million experts on Instagram and lots of people with big biceps and all that kind of stuff. What I noticed about Cole and what he's built with his partner there is there's this opportunity to be invited into kind of a bigger conversation and the impact of these decisions of how to do it. I also have seen there's really some grace built in, which says that you can feel his spiritual connection in the midst of that, because it's like, hey, we're going to invite you into a new possibility for your life. But what we're not going to do is beat the crap out of you when you don't hit it. We're going to plan for the fact that you're probably not going to be 100% strong. But if we can get you 96, 92, whatever that point is that's going to serve you and create the result you want, we've done that. So what I loved about it was there's this incremental approach. And John, in our world, we're looking for incremental progress with our clients. We're not looking for perfection. We're not looking for lightning strike, it's all fixed. We're saying as long as a client is willing to invest and make incremental progress along the way, we're in, and we know how to manage that. So his mind works that way, and he's built systems and a business that thinks that way. So all of a sudden now you've got a human that I align with. He's got some skills as well that I haven't gotten to, but he's got a methodology for how he works clients through a process. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, he also understands business. So I've had enough conversation. I've seen the work that he's done in terms of his education, certification he has, and the way he's built his business, the other businesses that he has. And so that says to me, hey, this guy's a fit for us to, again, as you know, how we turn away folks who are interested in doing this. These things match up, and there's some other things as well, but I think those are the bigger components, kind of the principles that I saw that I said, okay, I'm willing to have this conversation.
Cole, where do you think your biggest contribution is going to come for Exit Momentum clients?
I think the biggest asset I have is understanding people. And this translates into a lot of areas. First off, for the leader, understanding how to get deep with them and understand what is it that you really want? What is the mission and vision that you're pointing to? Because to me, it's not enough to have goals and dreams of a large company if you don't understand what that does for you. Because when things get tough, you can't just rely on willpower to push you through. You have to have what I call why power. Why power is way stronger than willpower. And so the ability to get with a leader and say, what is it that we really want? What's going to drive you? What's your vision? And then how do we articulate that to the team to get something bigger than them that they're inspired to? That understanding of people, that's the foundation of everything. And now that translates into everything else, though. If I can understand not only the leader and their vision, but also how to dig deep with each individual team member and say, how do we get that to attach to your vision and mission for your life? This is where real motivation and growth happens. But you take that into every department. You say, marketing wise, like how do I understand people in a way that I can speak their language to acquire the right types of customers? Not only their demographics of where they live and their age, but their psychographics of what are their fears, what are their struggles, what motivates them. And so I could talk about that for every department, but really the big thing that I bring to the table is understanding people at a deep level, how to get the vision out of a leader, how to translate that into a team. And now in every department, how I drive that vision and mission. But then when you attach that to my, experience of running multiple businesses, as well as the operating systems I'm trained in, and you take that personal side and you attach metrics and scorecards and driving of results and all that data and systems, you have someone that's passionate about data with the understanding of the people. That's where things can really get magical.
So Cullen, how does Cole make the Exit Momentum coaching team stronger?
So here's the reality. You know that I have been searching and seeking out key areas for us to have this, ability to bring experts into even the coaching team, so that when I have a question, I can turn to Cole and say, hey, Cole, you've had so much experience driving digital marketing for your brand. You've understood this new world of communication, the amount of content that he's created, how to turn somebody from cold traffic into an engaged person, into somebody who'll get on a call, into somebody who'll spend thousands and thousands of dollars with you. So you understand that. So when I think about Cole, one of the things that I think is critical for us as a team is he understands marketing as it exists today. And not just marketing in the sense I want to put a bunch of cool stuff that seems good on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever else. How do I move somebody through a psychological process where I'm ready to engage even though I don't know you? How do I build trust with that person, a relationship, so now I'm willing to click, to get on a call, to do whatever it may be, from a cold place into an engaged prospect into a buying customer? That's a psychological shift that has to occur. And some people say they understand marketing and sales. They don't. And so my point is he's got proof in the pudding in terms of hundreds of clients, thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue as an organization just from being able to do that. Yeah, he's got great relationships, have generated referrals, but I think this secret weapon underneath is understanding what marketing and the sales psychological journey is in the world we live in today. And the truth is, a bunch of our owners do not understand it. They're great at operating their businesses. They're actually pretty good at taking care of their folks. To his point, they're not clear on vision and strategy, but many of them have a problem on the front end of the business. I talk about the bookends of business all the time. You have to understand marketing. You have to understand finance. If you cannot understand those two bookends, you should not be in business. And that's across the leadership team. So he's going to bring that to us as a team, right? I'm excited about that. I've already been able to ask him questions just in the work that we do. Secondarily, he's going to bring that to the folks that he works with so they understand that as well, because it literally is the lifeblood of their business. Because if they're a great operator, but they don't know how to market and sell, they are going to be capped in their growth.
Talk a little bit about marketing for a second. I think it's one of those areas that a lot of coaches do not understand. You've got some experience here, Cole, that makes you a really good contributor when it comes to marketing. You've got some expertise and some lessons that you bring to the table. Talk about those a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the core foundations of every business. They all work together. I think the problem is most business owners don't see their business as an ecosystem. They just see it as all these separate parts that are just functioning on their own. But really, it's a big wheel that's spinning together. And if one isn't working, it gets lopsided and we have issues. And so I think something I'm super passionate about is getting this well-oiled machine that works together. And the problem is most of the time, business owners just don't, first off, recognize it's a machine or a wheel, but second off is they don't really know what's happening in each of those systems, and that's where the lopsidedness comes. And so being able to break down, okay, where do my leads come from? What are we doing with these leads? How are we selling these leads? How are we fulfilling on these leads? What happens after we fulfill? And it really begins this, like you said, marketing, fulfillment, finance ecosystem that once you have the data on these things, once you have the systems, once you have the process, and then you see it as a whole picture, then you can have a business that runs smoothly, and it's not this lopsided wheel. It's something that can pick up trajectory of speed because there's smoothness and a flow.
Yeah, John, just to add real quick on that. So think about our clients. And for our clients that are prospects that listen to this, think about the fact that Cole has solved this. For those of you that haven't solved this, that means you that don't get enough leads. That means you that don't have big enough sales pipeline. That means you who can't keep up in terms your OpEx is too high for what you've got, and you're trying to build the front end so you can get more out of it because you know you've got the machine to do the work and you've done a great job getting there. He's literally explaining to you how to manage through that and how to think through that and then how to execute that, which is not insignificant. So I want to make sure for those folks who do come in here who don't know Cole, that are thinking about, should I hire Cole as a coach? Should I be working with Exit Momentum? I want you to recognize the power of that, having done it. Again, when you think about the coaches on this team, Cole included, we are always looking for people that have done it. They are not teaching from theory. They are teaching from experience. And you just heard him say that. So I just don't want to make sure we miss that.
Yeah. I think if you hire a coach, most coaches are good at identifying bottlenecks. Most coaches are good at identifying, hey, there's holes in your systems, but very few coaches are really good at marketing. And my ability, just because I do this for all of our other businesses, and I've built multiple businesses where I'm the face, I'm the brand, I have to drive the marketing vision, the language, as well as the metrics, is a real tool that I can bring to the businesses that I work with, is being able to say, hey, first off, who are we talking to? What problem are we solving? And what language can we communicate to get leads in the door? Because the reality is, if we don't have leads, we don't have a business. I don't care how incredible you are at the fulfillment of your business. If you don't have clients, it doesn't matter. And so I think it's really fun for me to come into a business and say, like, we're going to figure out all the systems and the culture and the metrics, but if you don't have money right now, none of that's going to matter. So let's get some easy wins here. And so my ability to truly understand customers and understand the psychographic side of marketing, of how do we communicate to the right people at the right time to get them to make a decision, really allows me to come help a business owner not only figure out their business, but let's see some quick growth and easy wins, because there's a lot of marketing stuff I can jump in and fix pretty quickly.
Cool. Talk a little bit about the things that you like to do outside of work. What keeps you busy?
Yeah. So I am passionate about people. I talk about this a lot, and most of the answers you could ask me about business, it all goes down to people, but it's the same thing for my life. If anything I can do to serve people, to get around people, that's family. Like I love spending time with my family. I've got tons of nieces and nephews that I love hanging out with and pouring into their lives. I get involved heavily at the church, and I get to sing and lead worship there. I was a pastor for years, and so church is a big part of my life. Fitness wise too, like I do a lot, getting to work out with friends and play sports with friends. And so for me, it's any way that I can either gather with people that I love and care about, or I can pour into others. And that's where the fun is to me, is doing life with people. We're not meant to do life alone. And so whether it's sports, it's church, it's the gym, it's family, whatever I can do to be around people and really engage with others. That's where the fun is for me.
Colin, as we're getting ready to wrap up here, anything else you want to add about Cole that we haven't talked about already?
Well, first thing you heard at the end, he didn't say wife or significant other. So I'm just saying, like, he's fit, nice looking dude, smart. I mean, this matchmaking's not our thing, but you never know. You never know. Could be the advent, because I know he at some point would like a family of his own. So. So, by the way, guys, if that makes you uncomfortable, then you shouldn't work with us, because we have a good time doing the work we do. So listen, for me, John, couldn't be happier to have Cole be a part of it. I think he rounds out and builds some things for us on the team. Excited about that. I've really pressed on him. Is this something that he's ready to do and wants to do? I knew it was in his path. The question was the timing right. We've been through an exercise to make sure that's correct, and he's dedicating the amount of time necessary to do that. And he's just got so much fundamentals already. It's fantastic for him to just understand basically what our recipe is. He's got all the ingredients. He's just in the midst of working through what the recipe is so we can go out and do that great work with clients. I'm excited to see that. And this isn't his first rodeo. He's done it many times in other formats. So to me, it's just, you've got, again, we kind of started with the idea of the human, right? You got a person with the right mindset, the right skill set, the right background, the right experience that wants to come in and is available to help people continue to grow their business. And truly, as you know, one of our brand promises is we go beyond the business. And so listen, we're not trying to be the life coach, but we do want to build businesses that serve the community, serve the team, serve whatever matters to you from passion standpoint, and quite frankly, gives you the time back. And so he understands that's the way he lives his life. So again, we're bringing an expert to you that lives the thing we're trying to provide to you. This is not some idea that we're just going to do some cool exercise. You're going to tell us, hey, one day I want to be able to travel more, or I want to be able to go here and invest time more in this nonprofit, or I want to really be able to invest time in coaching my kids. Like, this is how he lives. This is how I live, and the rest of the team does as well in terms of other passions. And so we're going to build a great system around you. We're going to take great care of the business. Cole has done that. He lives it. And so that to me, again, is a secret weapon you get inside your business if you decide to work with Cole.
Thank you both for this conversation today. Cole, I'm excited for people to meet you. This makes me like you even more than when I first met you and was first getting to know you. And Colin, I can tell why you want Cole on your team. As always, you vet your coaches really well, and this is just another example of that. He's going to be an awesome asset to your clients. So to both of you, I'm excited to see where this goes. And with that, thanks for your time today.